Ladies, gentlemen, good afternoon. This is author and philosopher Job Van. Today I'm not here to talk about any political issue. I just want to talk to you, especially to encourage you. The year 2019 is coming to a close, and the year 2020 will soon open. The year 2019, like any single year in the life of an adult, is basically a year of high and lows. We have times where things are working fine for us, and we have times where we feel vulnerable, fragile, scared, and sometimes desperate. But what keeps us going is the fact that we believe that tomorrow will be better. Because if you don't believe that tomorrow will be better, there's no point in doing what you're doing. I remember when I became an author, there were times where it was tough, where I was talking to some friends about if what I was doing was worth it, because I thought that my work was not being appreciated by people. At some point, I even thought about changing my writing venue and move on toward fiction and say, oh well, you know what, I can start writing fiction so I can make more money. But something inside me told me that no, stick to what you're doing because one day it will pay off. Keep doing what you're doing because it takes time for people to accept your ideas. Some will definitely not accept your ideas, but it takes time for people to accept your ideas and to follow you, to follow your ideas. But so long as you keep doing what you're doing, eventually it will pay off. And I believe in that because it's definitely the law of nature. If you stick to one endeavor and you relentlessly pursue that endeavor, eventually it's going to pay off. Simply because nothing is stagnant. There is a time to sow and there's a time to harvest. Most of us, when I say us, I mean the people who were born between, let's say, 1985 and the year 2000. Most of us are still in the process of sowing. So we're still grinding. We're still putting the work and expecting that eventually, sooner or later, that work will start producing the results that we're expecting. And that's how I also feel about my work. I published 9 books. It is a lot of work. I write all my books with a certain dedication, a certain um, intellectual appetite, but especially with the belief that the work I'm doing will help the future generations to come. That is the most important fact about why I'm writing and why I believe that eventually it will pay off. So I want to encourage all my friends and all the young people who have a bright mind, who have ideas, and seek to implement these ideas one day. The beauty is that now we live in a time of digital era where we can use the internet to promote our work, something that did not exist before. Today, thanks to the internet and thanks to Amazon, I'm able to publish my work and people can have access to it. To me, it's a good way to start and then build on that platform and climb the ladder. We always have to start somewhere. No one can start and be at the top. It doesn't happen, it doesn't exist. The law of nature does not permit that. Even a child was born as a baby, then learn how to walk, and then learn how to speak before he becomes a teenager, then an adult. It means that everything moves gradually. We need to give ourselves time. We need to give ourselves the time needed for the growth to occur. We need to give ourselves time to see the results that we are expecting. You cannot sow and harvest at the same time. It doesn't exist. There's a time for everything. Today, with my 9 books, I'm slowly building my base. My base and my credential as a writer, but especially as a thinker, as a philosopher. Because, we live in an era where now you do not need permission to be who you want to be. You incarnate who you want to be. That's the quintessential part and the beauty of the era in which we're living. If you want to become a writer, act like one. Start writing your ideas and start publishing your ideas. Some will like it, some will not. But that's the price you pay for making something public. You do not expect everyone to unanimously say, oh, what you're doing is great. There's always people who will criticize you. It's part of, it's the rule, it's part of life. If you have a business idea, start working on it. If you do not have the money to open a business, take your time, work on your business idea until you have enough money and capital to invest in that business. But the most important is to start. Because if you never start, you will never know. If you don't start, you will never know where your endeavor will take you. But once you find your niche, stick to that. Focus on one thing and become an expert in that thing. Do that thing redundantly, repetitively, every day. That's how you become the best at what you do. People who we consider the best today at whatever endeavor they do, it's because they've been doing that for a long time. We've all seen that video of Meek Mill talking about grinding, that black and white video when he was a little younger. He was saying that he was rapping for 13 years. He started making money only 3 years since he became officially a rapper. But it took him 13 years to start making money. It means that things do not come right away. If you're not patient and diligent in your work, it will not produce. One of the key factors of success is resilience. You have to be resilient. You have to be patient. You must be determined. You need to have a iron willpower. But you need to be disciplined. You need to do the same thing on and every day. If you do not have the time during the week, do it during the weekend. In the weekend, you have 48 hours to do what you enjoy doing the most, what you believe is lucrative and productive to you. That's the way you elevate yourself in life. That's the way you fulfill what you believe in is the most important to you. You have to be resilient. You have to be disciplined. You need to have a schedule on doing things accordingly. Because without a strong discipline, you cannot achieve things. People who are more advanced than us are not genius. They're not genius. They're simply human beings who put the work they need to be where they are today. That's why we should never ever envy someone who is in a better condition than us, because we don't know the time and effort he or she put in to be where he's at today. We don't know what that person has lost during his losing season. So before we start criticizing and envying the situation of someone, we need to understand what that person went through. A new year will start very soon, and I encourage all my friends and all the people who are hungry for success to understand that message and to apply the principles of that message. Be resilient, have an iron willpower, believe in yourself, and be disciplined in what you do, and it will pay off. If you keep doing what you're doing, I guarantee you, no matter what it takes and no matter the time it may take, it will pay off. There is no doubt about that. It will always pay off. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for following me, and I wish you a happy new year 2020 to all of you, and God bless you.